What's up, everyone? I am fired up right now. I'm so fired up. I want to share with you why I am so fired up. So today I was on a call with my coach, and we went over some deep things in an hour, in a time frame of an hour, and it's just so empowering, so powerful to really own my reality, own my future, right? So I just really want to dive into it now. I was on this call with my coach, and he started with asking me some questions. We started talking, and then we came into step one, which is laser focus. Now, he was saying, Travis, you need to have absolute clarity in growing your business, growing in your spirituality, in your emotional success, in your financial abundance. And he went on to go, and we ended up talking about, there's a big gap that people have. They let money become the controller. There's people who don't have a plan, don't have a vision, don't have a full purpose, and they come to a point in their life, well, maybe they're making $80,000 a month, but a gap comes when money becomes the controller of their life, and people end up to become comfortable, which weight grows upon, and the comfort ends up turning uncomfortable and staying uncomfortable. And then he went into this idea and this thought and this truality that lottery winners, 90% of them lose money and go bankrupt. Now, how does this work? Okay, so some people only have 5,000, 50,000, whatever in their bank account. Now, that money's there for a reason. There's something financially they're doing to have that amount of money, right? Now, if your bank account stays at a certain number every month, if it stays at 5,000 or 50,000 all the time, right? And you have income coming in and expenses going out, then when you get that $200 million from the lottery and you don't know anything about financial stability, and people start coming into your life, and friends you never thought you had start coming into your life, and next thing you know, you go bankrupt because you are financially stupid. You don't know where your money's going. Now, what you really need is a power team, and this is really known as a strategy, and as success leaves clues, right? You need to emulate who you want to become. So you need coaches, you need mentors, you need a power team, you need people who are at the level you want to be at, that you want to become and be a person of. If you want financial freedom, find someone who's financially successful. If you want $10 million, find someone who made $10 million. If you want to grow in spirituality and, grow in God, find a mentor, find a coach to help you stay at that level. If you want to grow in football, some of you out there played sports when you were younger, and, maybe if you're my age or younger or maybe a little older, you still play sports, right? You have a coach. What does that coach do? He pushes you. She pushes you to your maximum peak performance. You're continually growing with them. You need a power team. Whatever you want to strengthen, whether it be financials, whether it be your family life or leadership, you need to find mentors who have conquered that and are living where you want to be. Now, the next thing, we went over a lot of great things, power teams, and I came to a point where he was asking me, Travis, where are you? Where are you at? And he said, are you at a survival mode, Travis? Are you in stability mode right now? Are you in success mode? Are you in significance? And I was like, man, everyone, knows the definition of a word, but has a different meaning upon that word. And I was like, man, can you briefly describe each one of those? He went into this. He said survival is really when, people are putting more out in their business. Even if they're making $25,000 a month, they're putting out $28,000. They're putting out more than what is coming in. And then he went into stability. That stability is when you have a good income coming in. You're in profit mode. It's consistent. He then went into success, is when you have good, consistent cash flow coming in, but there is change that occurs and you are continually continually growing, continually duplicating, doubling the process, and continually striving for excellence. And I was like, okay, he went into significance, and my eyes are like, whoa. And he was like, significance is when you come to a point where you can make change and you are still at the level. All you have to do is make very little change because you are already there. You are already powerful. And I was like, man, financially, I'm stability mode right now, in all honesty, I have good income coming in, consistency, and now I'm finally entering the success mode where my income is doubling and I am able to work it and grind and work hard and put the dedication in. Things are popping up into my life. Right? Now, we also talked about a formula. Now, everyone has their own formula to success. Well, this is Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins says this. A lot of successful people go with this, and this is truth. This is human excellence right here, and the formula is this. It's 20% mechanics and 80% psychology. Now, what does that mean? What is that? All right, so mechanics are really the how-tos, the plannings, the business, the giving, the strategies that are used. How do you become successful, right? Why, all the strategies to it, actually putting in the work, the physical work. It's 20% of that. You could know how to do this business stuff, and you could do this business stuff, but that's mechanics, right? That's mechanics. So it's 80% psychology. What's that mean? That's when you have emotions. That's when it's all in your mind, right? Now, he went in to talk about overload and stress and fear and anxiety and limiting beliefs that a lot of people, put into their psychology. And they ask themselves questions like, am I good? Do I have what it takes to be successful? How important are you? How important are you? How do you view yourself? Get clear with what your standards are. Do you see yourself working that dead-end beat job? Do you see yourself being nothing more than that teacher, that instructor? How do you see yourself? How do you vision yourself? What's your purpose? You got to get clear with that, guys. He went on to ask me all the details about my body, my health, my financials, my relationships, my family and friends. And we went into it, we dug into it, we got clear on what I need to focus on, where my strengths are, where my weaknesses are. Now, we really went into a lot of stuff, and man, this was so empowering. It's about to get really empowering. And, people like me do struggle. I have weaknesses. I'm not perfect. God's perfect. You want to see perfect? God's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. You have to continually strive for excellence. You have to continually grow. Some of the weaknesses I have is, maturing in income, knowing exactly where my money is going, time management. What are your priorities, right? Efficiency, leadership. Are you a true leader? Now, a true leader, and I really want to touch on this point, a true leader is someone who could guide someone and empower someone and edify someone so they could be a leader for others. Now, step one we just talked about, and he talked about with me, is really clarity, absolute clarity, making it happen, balance relationships, getting clear on where you want to be successful, where you are currently successful, where you are currently having results. And step two is massive leverage. You got to catch me with this. This is all to do with mentality, with coaches, with mentors, action. What's your why? What's your purpose? Where's your peak state? You got to be proactive. You have to visualize it. You have to subconsciously embed it into your mind. Step three is massive action. Now, you have to follow these steps in order. Step three is massive action, and you have to get in alignment with where you want to go. You have to know what your mission is. You have to have clarity on your mission. You have to have openness. You have to be, You just have to be very open. You have to change your state in a positive way, you have to have a story. What's your story? What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that you have unlimited potential? Are you telling yourself you're going to work a dead-end job for the rest of your life? That you will never be successful? That it takes money to make money? What are you telling yourself? And then we got into this, he was like, Travis, everything we discussed is really good. It's awesome. You sure know what you're talking about. And then we got into this, Travis, a lot of people miss out on their weaknesses. They look so much at the strengths they have and not at what they need to focus on and what they need to balance on. And we got deep into what my weaknesses are, guys. And like I said, I'm far from perfect. And there are times at my high school, where people are very immature. And I find myself sometimes going down that route. And then sometimes, I'll look at people like, wow, man, I feel bad for this person. This person's going to be working a job for the rest of their life. This person's going to be miserable. They're going to suffer from all the drugs they're doing. They're going to suffer from all the alcohol they're doing. And, man, I'm going to be living on top of the world. I'm going to be traveling everywhere when I graduate. I'm going to be driving the coolest cars. And I found myself becoming arrogant in that moment. And that was one of the weaknesses I struggled with, is because I had to see the positivity in my life, except for I was downgrading that person in my mind. I wasn't saying it to their face. I didn't want to go that far to that extreme because I'm not like that. But I found out my weaknesses, would God approve of this thought? What you think is really what you do. If you think about murdering someone, and, don't get me wrong, I didn't think about that ever. But what I mean by that is a lot of people think they haven't killed someone, but with the hate and with the intention in your mind, you did. As far as spirituality goes, guys. So what's going on in your mind is what is happening. So, in my situation, when I approach people at school and I feel so arrogant, I feel on top of the world, and I'm comparing myself to other people, I can't do that. And I found my weakness. And, at the end, I had to own up to that in being honest with you all, right? So he was like, Travis, you need to own it. You need to own where you want to be. And I was like, what? I have to make this happen. I have to take action. I have to edify people. I have to help people. I can't just look at certain people and give up on them. I can't just stay in the moment and not do anything about it. I'm at high school for 8 hours a day for, 5 days a week. I have to do something about it. I have to take the action. I have to take the initiative to lead where there are no leaders. I need to bring about leaders. When I get home, in all honesty, I'm so happy, I'm so fulfilled, I'm with my family, I'm able to do things, I'm able to make money, I'm able to, strengthen my relationship with Christ, with other people, and I'm so happy. But in those moments, I do have control, and I need to take that initiative, and I need to be, and I need to confirm. Right? And we went into mind mapping, mind development, elevated state, and step 4 is to get accountability. Measure where you want to go so you know what you need to do to get to where you want to go. And guys, literally, it ultimately comes down to this. You have the power of choice. The new success formula, and this is from Tony Robbins, and I couldn't agree anymore. And it is S plus S plus S. I actually think I came up with the S plus S plus S equals success. But, what Tony Robbins dives into is your state, your story, your strategy, right? Now, he says success leaves clues. When it comes to strategy, you need to emulate who you want to become. You need mentors. You need coaches. If you want to be in a situation, don't follow people who are not there. Follow people who are there so you can become what you want to be, what you truly want to be. But that's not it. A lot of people can't just have a strategy. They also need to have a story. What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself you can't? You can? What are you telling yourself? Some people tell themselves the story of, okay, what? It takes money to make money. I have to do this. I can't do that. This guy over here is this. What's your story? What are you telling yourself? If you're telling yourself you can, if you are enforcing positive emotions, they're going to snowball in your mind, and it has the same effect with negative emotions. So, ultimately, You want to tell yourself positive things, and you want to be positive. You want your story to be positive. You need to come to a point then where you come to the third S, which is your state of mind. Where are you at? Where is your state? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you going to take charge? What's your empowerment level? What state of mind are you at? You could change your state so quickly. You could be in a happy mood, a sad mood, whatever mood, right? You just need to own it. You need a man up. You need a woman up. And you need to take control of your situation, your finances, where you want to be. Listen, if you're watching this right now, my goal is not to make you feel bad about yourself. Far from it. My goal is to inspire you to take action, to take control of your future on where you want to go in life, and take control of your now, guys. Listen, if you want to be successful, if you want to make that income, find a strategy. Get your story right and change your state of mind, guys. God bless you. Have an amazing day. You guys are all amazing.